Hello, and now it's time for another book review. Today I'm reviewing two books that I got before I got my cat to do a little bit of research and to make sure that I could take care of a cat properly and to make sure that I knew what I was getting into. Okay, the first cat book that I brought was The Ultimate Encyclopedia of Cats and Cat Breeds and Cat Care. This is a really excellent book for choosing the perfect breed for you. It has a lot on the different personalities of breeds. It also talks about what you need to take care of a long-haired breed versus a short-haired breed, and how many times you need to brush your long-hair or short-haired cat. It also talks about the advantages of getting a kitten and the advantages of getting an adult cat. And from those advantages, I decided that a kitten was not for me because I was not sure if I could do the litter box training because I've never had a cat before. So I decided to adopt an adult cat who was already litter box trained. So it made my life a lot easier when I bought this book because it really showed me exactly what I was getting into before I decided on what breed. And because if I never knew this, like when you think of dog breeds, like, a lab's supposed to be mellowed out, or a beagle's supposed to be a great dog for a kid, and the typical stereotypes for the breeds. But cat breeds also have different things that either endure, like they endear them to their owners or they drive them crazy. For example, some cats, like the blue cats, there's several different species that are blue also. Blue is just another name for gray. There's the British Shorthair, the Russian Blue, the Karat, and what's that other one, Roxy? The Chartreux, which is the national cat of France. But in general, most blue cats are quiet. As a matter of fact, the Chartreux cannot even meow most of the time. Some of them are actually mute. They can't meow. And they can purr, but it's really, really low purring. Like, when she purrs, I can barely hear it. Like, I have to be, like, right on top of her, like this, to hear it. However, if you like a more vocal cat, and, you like something that's going to make noise a lot, you might consider going with an Asian or Oriental cat, like a Siamese or something like that, because they are known to be very, very vocal. Roxy doesn't even meow when she's hungry. Like, the only reason I know she's hungry is because she starts hanging out in the kitchen. So, that's the things that you want to look for. Like, do you want a noisy cat or do you want a quiet cat? Where I have a son that takes naps and, he's around too, I want a laid-back cat who's quiet. So, I was very happy with Roxy, who's a Russian Blue mix. And I adopted her from the shelter. You can get any type of cat that you can think of from the shelter. And this book is just a really awesome book to buy before you get your cat. Because this will let you know, like, do you want a kitten? Do you want a middle-aged cat? Do you want a senior cat? Because, if you don't, like, if you're not sure that you can keep a cat for 15 to 20 years, you might not want to get a kitten. Whereas if you get a senior cat who's already up there in age, you're going to have less time to spend with each other, but it'll be an excellent experience for the time that you do have with each other. And it'll be less of a commitment to you because the cat's already older. However, some cats can go into their 20s, so but this book really lets you know what the benefits and pros and cons are to adopting every age generation. Now, this is called Cats for Dummies. Oh, by the way, I give this a 5 out of 5. This is Cats for Dummies. It doesn't have as many beautiful illustrations as the previous book did, but it's chock-a-block full of information that you might want after you get your cat. For example, litter box training and litter box problems, like when your adult cat quits using the litter box. For example, did you know that cats will not use the litter box if it's filthy? You have to keep it clean because if it stinks to them, they don't want to use it, so then they're going to use it in your house. There's several other things. They could be sick if they quit using the litter box all of a sudden. This is also a great book for cat illnesses. It really helps out. And it also talks about feral cats and what you can do to help them. And a lot of problems that people have with cats, like scratching their bedposts and things like that, is all covered in this book. For example, did you know that if your cat claws your chair, she's actually showing her affection for you? But I know that can get annoying. So that's why this book recommends that you buy them a cat treat or another cat scratching object, because then you can simply correct the situation. Because if the cat has something to scratch on her own, she's not going to be as tempted to scratch on your furniture as if she had nothing. It also tells about how to tell if your cat is overweight or too thin or just right. So this is really an excellent book for the health care part of your cat, and it also talks about how much to feed your cat and what. Oh, by the way, in the food type, it talks about, if I'm not mistaken, this brings up a raw food diet, and a lot of people are going with raw food diets now because they're supposed to be healthier for your cats. A lot of people are finding out that dry food is really, really bad for your cats and could lead to urinary tract infection. Whereas wet food keeps your cat moist and hydrated, because cats don't have, where they were brought up in the desert originally, they don't want to drink a lot of water because in the desert there's not a lot of water available. So they got most of their moisture from the food that they killed, like mice, rats. You see where I'm going with this. So moist cat food, or canned cat food, enables them to keep their moisture without having to go against their nature and drink a lot of water. But raw food diet is even better for them. I haven't done a whole lot of research on raw food diets, but I am looking into it because I do want Roxy to have the best diet that she can have. So I'm looking to getting another book on raw food diet for cats and dogs. So I'll be doing a review on that as soon as I get it. But this book I give a 5 out of 5, especially for your problems with your cat, because so many cats are returned to the shelter because of behavioral issues. And this book can actually tell you how to address those behavioral issues without having to seek the advice of an expensive trainer. As a matter of fact, if you live, I will be sharing this to my Facebook page, and if you live where I live, I got this from Ollie's, and it only costed me $7. And this can pretty much guarantee that any problem that arises with my cat, I can solve it myself without having to seek the advice of somebody who's going to charge me $200-300. So this is an excellent, excellent book. Also, it kind of tells you, for first-time cat owners, you don't know what's normal and what's not. So when you're talking about the health of your cat, this is really, really good, because it can tell you if a cat's sneezing, when to take it to the vet. Like, when you know something is seriously wrong, when you need to go to the vet. Because a lot of people, if their cats just started peeing outside the litter box, they would just think, oh, it's just been a bad cat. But that can actually be a sign that your cat's sick. So, seriously, get these books, read it. If you've already read them, let me know and tell me what you thought about these informative cat books. Or if you've read another cat book and you think that it's better than these two, please let me know and I will get it and review it. And like, comment, and subscribe. And enjoy your cat.